Hello everyone. Today we will continue solving problems under steady state flow devices. And the first one is for heat exchangers. Refrigerant 134A is to be cooled by water in a condenser. The refrigerant enters the condenser with a mass flow rate of 6 kg per minute at 1 megapascal and 70 degrees Celsius and leaves at 35 degrees Celsius. The cooling water enters at 300 kilopascals and 15 degrees Celsius and leaves at 25 degrees Celsius. Neglecting any pressure drops, determine letter A the mass flow rate of the cooling water required and letter B the heat transfer rate from the refrigerant to the water. Okay, we begin by writing the given. Since the figure is already shared in the problem, I'll just refer you to the figure. Okay, refer you to the figure. Everything is already written there. And also, from the steam tables, the values of the enthalpies at the inlet and the outlet streams. We're being asked for letter A. We're being asked for the mass flow rate of water. So M dot, okay. So let's designate that as M sub W dot for water because we have another fluid which is the refrigerant. And then for letter B, the rate of heat transfer of the from the refrigerant to the water. So let's designate that as QW dot. For the solution, oops, let me rewrite that. Solution, assume steady state. Okay, assume steady state. And um, define the system. So for letter A, the system in consideration is the entire, um, figure. So for letter A, system is the entire or the shell. Let's call this the shell. Okay, the shell. So we write the general energy balance for steady state systems. For the flowing streams times mass flow rate equal to Q plus W. Okay. Now, there's no info about this. I mean, yeah, for heat exchangers, there's no work. And then, since our system is the entire shell, let's assume that the shell is insulated. There's no heat transfer to the from the surroundings. We can assume this to be zero, no information. And therefore, our um, energy balance simplifies to delta H equal to 0. Okay? So we expand this one. So remember, how do we expand the delta H? All the outlet minus all the inlet. And the outlet, okay, are M2 and M4. Stream M2 and stream M4. Sorry, this has to be positive. So these are the outlet minus the inlet. So M3, M1, H1. Okay, so these are the inlet and equal to 0. But, okay, for the water, the inlet and outlet of the water is just the same. let's call that M dot W. And for the refrigerant, M3 equal to M4, let's call that M sub R for refrigerant. Okay? Next. So we substitute MW and MR into the equation. So MW H2 plus MR H4 minus MR H3 equal to 0. And then we group similar terms. Okay. Group similar terms equal to 0. So we have everything, all the information except for MW. So solving for MW, just substitute the values, you will get 29.1 kilogram per minute. Okay? So that's the answer for letter A. For letter B, so letter B will change the system in consideration. You can either select the water or refrigerant only. Okay. System is either H2O or R134. Is it correct? The refrigerant is R134. Yeah. R134A. So say I selected water. Okay. So for the energy balance, um, times the mass. So I'm just referring to the water. This is Q, this W. Still, this is 0. And this is 0. But there's heat transfer because our system is just the water, okay, not including uh, the refrigerant. Okay. So with that, our equation simplifies to M delta H of flowing stream equal to Q of water. So therefore, this is MW H2 minus H1 in outlet minus inlet equal to QW, and substituting everything, so everything is known on the left hand side of the equation, you will get QW is 1218 kilojoules per minute. Oops. So that actually finishes example 18. Okay, for example 19, this is a compressor problem. Carbon dioxide enters a water-cooled compressor at the initial conditions, 15 psi in 50 degrees Celsius, and discharge at final conditions, 520 psi, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So we are using British units. Entering CO2 flows through a 4-inch diameter pipe with a velocity of 20 feet per second and is discharged through a 1-inch diameter pipe. The shaft work supplied to the compressor is 5,360 BTU per pound mole. What is the heat transfer rate from the compressor in BTU per hour. So let's draw the given. If it's a compressor, the outlet is bigger than the inlet, indicating a reduction in the volume. Okay, so it's the inlet and the outlet. Work is done. Shaft work is done in the amount of 5,360 BTU per pound mole. Okay. So CO2, our gas is CO2. Pressure 1 is 15 psia. T1 is 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Diameter is 4 inches. V1 is 20 feet per second. Then we're given the H1 and HV1, specific volume. I will not write them anymore, just refer to the problem. So P2 is 520 psia, T2 is 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Diameter 2 is 1 inch. So there's a reduction in the diameter. V2, we don't know. And we're given H2 and specific volume. We're being asked for Q in BTU per hour. Okay. This is a steady state device. So we use the steady state energy balance equation, delta KE plus delta PE plus delta H. Oops, there should not be a dot here. Oops. Delta H of flowing stream multiplied by M equal to Q dot plus work shaft. Okay. Um, so we can assume these values to be, to be 0. No information about that. So we're left with delta H equal to Q plus W. And since this is a steady state, using the continuity equation, the mass is just the velocity times area over the specific volume, and this is equal at both ends of the compressor. Okay. So you can substitute for everything is known for the inlet. We have V1A, we have the diameter 1 at the inlet and the specific volume. So substitute that, you will get this mass flow rate. Okay, so using this, okay. And with that, you can solve for velocity 2, which is currently unknown. So isolate V2 on one side, okay, and then substitute the values, you'll get velocity 2. Okay, so the next thing is, let's go back to the energy balance. Is everything known already? Oops, I'm sorry. This should not be negligible. We have a volume. Okay, so I'm sorry, we have a velocity. So only the potential energy is negligible. So since we have volume, I mean velocity, okay, well, I meant velocity. So kinetic energy is not negligible. So now we go back to our energy equation, and that is delta KE plus delta H times the mass of flowing stream minus the work shaft equal to Q. So we substitute everything. So this is 9.686 squared minus 20 squared. So this is the velocity. Feet squared per second squared. Per second squared over 2 GC. So for British unit, our conversion factor for is 32.2. I hope you remember that. Okay, so pound mass per pound force second squared. So it's in Smith and Van Ness. So what can be cancelled out? Second squared cancels out. One foot cancels out. So this becomes pound force foot, which is uh, energy over pound mass. So we have to convert that again to BTU, and I use this conversion. BTU is equal to 0.7376 foot pound force. Foot pound force. Okay? So that cancels out, and this becomes BTU. And that is for the kinetic energy. For the delta H, it's 330 minus 307 BTU per pound mass. So the units are consistent, and we have to multiply this by the mass flow rate. Pound mass per second. So this is pound mass per second. Okay? Then subtract. We have to subtract the work shaft minus the work shaft, which is in BTU per pound mole. Per pound mole. Okay, so it's pound mole. We have to convert pound mole to pound mass, and using the molar mass. So this is the molar mass, reciprocal of molar mass. So by the way, actually, we can multiply everything. I multiply everything with the mass flow rate, because this would be in BTU per pound, just like this one. Okay, this cancels out. So multiplying everything with the mass flow rate would give you, and then let's convert to per hour pala kasi it's per second. So multiply with 3,600 seconds per hour, and this would give you the amount 67128 BTU per hour. Okay? This is the answer. That is for example 19. Okay, let's try example 20. Steam at 200 psia and 600 degrees Fahrenheit enters a turbine through a 3-inch diameter pipe with a velocity of 10 feet per second. The exhaust from the turbine is carried through a 10-inch diameter pipe and is at 5 psia, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the power output of the turbine, given also the enthalpy and specific volume? Okay, so let's write the given by drawing the problem. Okay, so for a turbine, the inlet is smaller than the outlet, indicating an expansion of the volume. Okay, so the pressure is given at the inlet, and also temperature. The H and V are given. I will not write them anymore. Just refer to the problem. We are also given the diameter, 3 inches, and the velocity, which is 10 feet per second. For the outlet, P2 is 5 psia. So notice that the pressure is lower at the outlet. T2 is 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Diameter 2 is 10 meters. Inches, I'm sorry, this is inches. Okay, inches. And then V2 is not given. We are being asked for the work, power output. This is the power output of the turbine. So we begin our solution with the energy balance for a steady state, since our assumption is this turbine is a steady state device. So let's write the energy balance at for steady state, Q plus work shaft. Okay. Only so no information about potential energy. You can assume to be zero, and also Q is 0. No mention about any Q. Okay, and next is, so we want to calculate the mass flow rate since it's unknown. Mass flow rate using the continuity equation. Well, not yet the continuity equation, but okay, so anyway, let's write the continuity equation. So for the mass flow rate, use the inlet data. So these are known. The diameter. So substituting the inlet data, the mass flow rate is 0.1605. And then you can calculate for V2, substituting the outlet data, and then isolating V2 on one side. You'll get 22.9 feet per second. Okay? So now that, I mean, um, we know those values already, we can substitute into the equation because our equation, when expanded, would be the mass flow rate times the delta KE delta PE GC times H2 minus H1. Okay. So substitute everything into the equation and multiply by the mass flow rate. Okay, is there a special conversion that you need to do? Um, yeah, we want to express it in horsepower. Okay, so please check the conversion for horsepower. What you will get is this answer, 39.52 horsepower. Okay, so that's it for number 20. Example 20. Lastly, we have example 21. 50 kilomoles per hour of air is compressed from 1.2 bars to 6 bars in a steady flow compressor. Delivered mechanical power is 98.8 kilowatts. The temperatures and velocities are also given. Estimate the rate of heat transfer from the compressor. Assume for air that Cp is 7 halves R and that enthalpy is independent of the pressure. So we can assume constant pressure. R is also given. Okay, so let's begin by drawing the problem. A compressor. Oops. Okay, so this is our compressor. Work is done. Okay, since a compressor is a work requiring device, kilowatts. Okay, and then next is any information about Q. Oh yeah, that's the required value. So there's Q. So air, the number of moles is 50 kilomole per hour. Okay. And then pressure is given. Temperature is given. So I will not write the temperature, just refer to the problem. Velocity also, V sub 1. And for P2, it's 6 bars. Okay, so given T2 and V1. CP is 7 halves R. R is the gas constant. And R is 8.314 joules per mole Kelvin. What else? Okay, we're being asked for Q. For the solution, so as usual, we begin with the general energy balance for steady state flow. Okay, what can I assume to be zero? Only this, only potential energy. Um, So what else? How about is everything is already actually given in the problem. You just need to um substitute the values. And also take note of the molar mass of air. So I use this value, molar mass of air, 84. Unit is, so this is in SI, so grams per mole. Okay, hold on. I will check first the molar mass of air. Okay, I think it's better to use 28.96. So based on the literature. Okay, so I will leave it up to you to substitute everything. But the answer that you will get there is Q equal to negative 9.904 kilowatts. All right, so this is simply just substitution of the values and dimensional analysis. All right, so that ends the example 21 solution and also ends this video. We will continue in the next video.